Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the program this evening. If this is your first time of joining us on YouTube, kindly subscribe to our page and to our channel. This program is meant to inspire young African youth to focus on education and entrepreneurship. And by way, we also provide role models. We have another great personality this evening. She will share her life story with us, a lot for us to be inspired. My name is Veronica Crankson. Thank you so much for joining. Please give your comment, whatever you want to say about the program. Thank you very much. Good evening, Dr. Monica.
Good evening, Madam Veronica.
Yes, thank you. It's good to have you this evening on the program. I'm grateful that you agreed to come and share with us to inspire young African youth who wish to take you as a role model or who want to go into the STEM program. A lot of girls from Africa are actually afraid to do math, science, technology, those aspects. But you, as who have gone through, you who have been able to achieve this height, you will be an inspiration for many, a role model as well. So let's start. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much for having me too. It's a great privilege to be on this platform. And I want to say a blessed evening to the audience. My name is Dr. Veronica Crankson. I'm a lecturer at the Department of Mathematical Sciences of the University of Mines and Technology. Mainly, my research focuses on the dynamics of transmission and control of newly emerging and emerging infectious diseases, which I often do this by using perception into the qualitative behavior of dynamical systems resulting from the mathematical modeling. And also we go into also doing a cost-effective analysis because one of my major interests is in optimization.
Yes,
of
thank
something.
you.
We always try to work and we want to achieve them. So that is mainly what I'm into. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. What a brief introduction. Anyway, the network is trying to break, but no problem. I hope it stays stable for us to be able to finish this program. So let's continue. As I said, a lot of young ones are actually afraid to go into STEM programs. What was your dream profession growing up as a child? Did you have dream to go into mathematics, something like that?
That's interesting. When I tell my students this, they seem not to believe, but truly in JHS, to be scared of mathematics. I don't know. I didn't encounter that in primary school, but in JHS, I used to be very scared of mathematics to the extent that when I'm going to school and we have mathematics that day, I have a different mood altogether because I was so scared. Looking at how my teacher will come, put the question on the board, early morning mental, change of subjects, then scanning and all, like truly, I was so scared. So I never had interest in the subject. But I was still like, not that, because I was scared of course, I want to do well, but I wasn't learning because I loved it, because I was scared of it. So up until when I had one in BEC in mathematics, truly of all the courses that I had one, I didn't even talk about that one, but when I saw one in mathematics, I remember saying to myself that, oh, so I could do well in mathematics because I never saw myself to be that. So I remember saying to myself that, oh, so I could do well in mathematics. Wow. I was happy about that. Then now, when I went to secondary school, it was secondary school that I had a whole turnover of my interest in mathematics. That was where my interest in mathematics, my passion for this subject started to grow. Because when I went to secondary school, I happened to meet one teacher. That teacher was both my core mathematics and my elective mathematics teacher by name Reverend Oforichum. I felt like this man had a special interest in me, believed in me that I could do math. When even me, I couldn't believe in myself that, yeah. But that kind of trust and confidence the man had in me, now it made me all not wanting to disappoint him. So all the time I want to study my mathematics so that I will not disappoint Reverend Oforichu because I could see that the man really believed that I could do well. So because of that, I found myself always studying mathematics and my passion for the course. Now, so at the end of one of the terms, either the first term of first year or the second term of first year, I happened to be the first in elective mathematics. I was like, wow, it's I was shocked personally. Yes, I was shocked. And when I saw that, I now told myself that then I will not be second. So all the time I was studying mathematics, I even realized that I was studying mathematics more than my other programs, my other subjects.
Subjects.
Because, yes, by then I've grown some love for the course. So I was enjoying studying mathematics. In secondary school, I did agricultural science. I did physics, chemistry, elective math, and general agri. Yeah. So from there, I came to UMath. And when I was coming to UMath, one strange thing that I did, that even now, sometimes I'm really surprised my parents allowed me to do that, was to choose mathematics for all my four choices in UMath. I chose mathematics first choice, second choice, third, and fourth because I did not want to do any other program apart from mathematics. And it's amazing. By then, it's like I was so much into the course, had developed so much strong love and desire for the course. And by the grace of God, I had the admission to come and do BSc Mathematics in UMath. And from there, I progressed with mathematics throughout. And that is how far mathematics has brought me.
Wow. So should I conclude that the reverend that you met at your secondary school, he was like a mentor for you, or he actually motivated you to this height?
Yes, he
Wow.
actually was. And I think that that is one thing that we all need in life because had it not been Reverend Oforichum, I can even look back to when we were writing Wasi. Like he will stay with me, teach me. You can see that this man is sitting down and dozing. Then I'll wake him up, say, please check this. And he was with me, always ensuring that I got a good grasp of everything to prepare me for the examination. And truly, he has really been a great blessing to me. He made me develop that interest and passion for mathematics.
Wow. Is this special teacher of yours still alive?
Yes, please, he is.
Wow.
He's alive.
Then he should be very proud of you.
He's a teacher at, I don't know whether he has retired now, but I had my secondary school education at Infantaman Girls Secondary School at Salt Oak.
Hmm.
So that was
Okay.
when, because he was then old. So I wouldn't be surprised if he has retired. I'll have to find out that.
Okay. Yeah, try to find out about this your mathematics teacher. It will be good for him to hear from you. Yeah. In fact, I wanted to actually ask you what motivated you to decide, but it's like you have thrown a little light into that. And so, like, how was the journey like for you? Like, um, It's even though mathematics became something like you develop interest in it through practice. Did you encounter some challenges?
Okay, yes, I did. As for my secondary school mathematics and my mathematics, I mean, I did not have any much challenge in it till I now went to do my master's. I did my master's at African University of Science and Technology at Abuja, Nigeria. It is a Pan-African university that was instituted by Nelson Mandela Initiative. So we have lecturers from all over the world who come to teach us and go. And it is a very intensive program, very, very intensive. And I mean, you are really equipped with very good knowledge from that school because of the way the program is being run. I remember when I was going to that school, I went to that school because I had seniors of mine going there, but they were not people that did mathematics. So they went to do petroleum there. Yes, all my seniors from UMath that went there at that time went to do petroleum. So I saw that they do mathematics, and I also saw that they do computer. One thing was that I wanted to look into become a business analyst. That was one thing that I had interest for. So I wanted to see, should I go for second degree in mathematics to combine with my first degree, or I should go for computer with the mathematics? Maybe that one will be a good choice. So I decided to talk to, I always try to engage some mentors whenever I want to take a step, whenever I want to take a decision. And I remember I spoke to my undergraduate supervisor about this. And because I he was also into optimization. So he was in the same research interest of mine. So I spoke to him about it, and he said I should go for mathematics rather. And I also had a father in the university. He's late now, Dr. Gordon. So I approached him too about it. And I remember when he saw it, he now told me that, oh, even the current vice chancellor of UMath is a visiting professor in that school. So I should go and see him. So when I also went to see him, I remember he telling me that he thinks it's better I continue with the mathematics. So I decided to apply for mathematics, pure and applied mathematics in that school. And when I gained admission, I now decided to talk to people that have already gone to the school, and truly everybody was saying that, hey, you can't do it, so it's not easy. There is no Ghanaian that has gone there to do mathematics and the person has been able to complete. So this one, yes, it wouldn't be easy for me. Like, in a way, I was getting discouraged. But at one point in time, I mean, I said to myself that I will not even ask anybody about the school again. I'll just go. So I went. And I remember one thing that when I even went to the school, I had one Ghanaian, like, as soon as I got there, people were interested in coming to see that Ghanaian lady that has come to do mathematics, because there is that notion that every Ghanaian that comes there is not able to do the program because they have their own system. I mean, when you get 3 C's, you are being withdrawn from the program. So, and C is within the 70 range. So, and the program is very intensive. You get people packing their things after they get 2 C's. And that's so. I remember one guy came to me. When he came, a Ghanaian guy came to me and told me that when you are coming to a school, you don't ask about the school day. He's just giving me 3 weeks. I will pack my things and go. I was like, wow. When he said that, in my mind, I rebuked it. And I said it in my mind that I'm going to prove you wrong. So at some point when we started, I had in mind that I have to prove this gentleman wrong. But when we now started I realized that what everybody told me was not a lie. It was actually true. It was very true. I mean, it was tough, very tough and intensive. So I got to know that no, they were not really discouraging me, but that is the truth. But will I pack and go? No, I don't think that I can do that. So I remember one statement I used to make to myself is that the will of God will not take me to a place where His grace will not be sufficient for me. Every single day, I spoke that word to myself because I needed to encourage myself to persevere. Every single day, I spoke that word to myself. And when we started the program, I realized that there was competition in my class. Everybody wants to show that I'm the best that has come. And one thing is that this scholarship, God being so good, truly, I really thank God for that. This scholarship was given to a colleague of mine from UMAT too. So we were two from UMAT that went. He's a Northerner, actually, Ghazali. So it was the two of us that went to that school. And God has a way of working out because at least I had somebody from the same background. We could share ideas. We can sit down when they give us assignment. We can share ideas. We will do this. It will not work. We will try this. It will not work like that. But we kept pushing ourselves. So when I realized that kind of competition, I remember that I told myself that me, I need the help. I approached a classmate of mine, and I mean, she was not ready to help. So I told myself that I need help. That is one thing. I mean, whenever I need help, I will seek for the help. So I decided to, it's a postgraduate school. So it's only full of masters and PhD. So I decided to make friends with the PhD students in mathematics. So you will come and I'm sitting with them as if I'm doing PhD. Whilst I'm not even seeing my way with my masters. But they were ready to help me. So I'll always go with my other colleague from Ghana. Then we will go. I remember Dr. Jerry, Dr. Maru. I mean, they were so much of a great assistance to me because you see, the mathematics that was done in UMath then, things have changed now, but then was more geared towards engineering mathematics. Then I went to AUST to go and do pure and applied mathematics. So when we started with the pure, I mean, it was challenging. So I had one PhD candidate who also happened to do industrial mathematics, so could appreciate the kind of challenge I was going through because he was also telling me that he went through the same challenge when he came to the school, and he was of a great help to me, trying to explain things from the basics for me and even getting a good grasp of it. It was not easy, but like with consistency, I remember the first course, for instance, that we took was calculus in RN. And when we were taking that course, like myself and my colleague, we were just seeing stars. I mean, like it was not, yes, it was very challenging. So we approached the HOD, and truly the HOD too was somebody that motivated me. He's also late, Professor Chidomi. He's one renowned Nigerian mathematician. So Professor Chidomi told us that, have we done metric spaces? We said no. He said that that's the reason why you are having challenge. So he had a textbook in metric spaces. So imagine that whilst we were doing a course, we were studying metric spaces. That would be a fundamental course to the course that our colleagues are doing. But we realized that it is not just about passing, but it was about acquiring the knowledge that will keep you going. Because I had this PhD student telling me that I will be building upon every course that I'm studying, and that is mathematics for you. Mathematics is accumulative. So if I don't get a good grasp, then as I progress, it will be difficult. So my concern was not about how fast my colleagues are going, but my concern was about getting a good understanding of the course so that I will be able to continue with the other programs. And I always say that when we started, I didn't need anybody to tell me that, Monica, you were not doing well. Personally, I knew that I was not getting a good understanding about the thing. But by the time that we were completing, I remember at our final defense, when we did the defense, only 2 people were being passed in the class, and I was part of the 2. And I said to God that indeed, you said that the latter glory will be greater than the former. That is one thing I just went to my room and said to God. So it hasn't been that rosy. I've passed through great challenges, but to the glory of God, I say with all confidence that I don't struggle to do mathematics, even though I encounter challenges. But that love that I have for it keeps me going when even the challenges come my way.
Wow, what a journey. If you are thinking of taking Dr. Monica as your role model, then this is a good step for you. You have heard all that she has said. It wasn't easy for her. In
At
fact, I
all.
like one thing that you said, that anything that you want to do, you have a mentor that you always verify from them. And that tells us that getting somebody as your mentor, somebody as your role model, somebody that will guide you through your educational journey is very important. And you
Yes.
see, she even said that when she was doing mathematics, finally she has to join some PhD students to help her, but they were her colleagues. And that is how life is. It's good to hear from you. If you need help from, you want to go into the STEM program. In fact, me, I didn't also like math, so please take her as a role model, and she can guide you through your journey. Um, so how do you feel now? How do you feel now? What are you happy about? What successes are you rejoicing? How are you transforming and transferring what you have learned to the next generation that you are teaching?
All right. So one thing now that I really tend to love is that I've come to understand that mathematics goes beyond the equations we see, like the x plus y, every time find x, find z. Yes, but mathematics is full of understanding. And that is one thing that we need to be able to appreciate the course. But you know that sometimes we don't get exposed to that understanding. So you see that somebody will tell you that, oh, x plus y is equal to what? That's what my teacher said. So he just goes by that. But there is an understanding, a reason behind the S, a reason behind the Y, and a reason behind the one. That is one key thing that I see that it's when I had that thought, it really transformed my concept about studying the subject. I remember one funny thing that happened when I was in first year UMath undergraduate. I had the privilege to go and do attachments with Forestry Commission, the timber industry development. So I remember when my daddy told me to get a letter from the school for him to take to Forestry Commission. I was like, that the Forestry Commission, what am I going to use mathematics there for? So my daddy was like, no, they do a lot of stats. That's why he's asking for that. So I got the letter, and by God's grace, I had the opportunity to be there. And I see that that exposure also influenced my studying mathematics because when I went there, there was one time that one of the bosses approached me to ask me whether I had been taught permutation. And I said, oh, yes, I've been taught. And truly, I had been taught permutation. The permutation tree, 111, how you perm the stuff. Now he said, okay, tomorrow we'll be going to the field. So we went to the field. Now he said, use permutation to determine the number of timber this tree can produce. And I was just there. Hey, like the permutation I learned is not. And so I was like, hey, please, the permutation I learned is this. Then he started laughing. Then he now explained to me from that permutation tree how it's being applied to this tree to get the timber. I was like, wow, then the mathematics I'm studying has more applications. So it's influenced the way I was studying the mathematics. And also in the third year of my undergraduate studies, I also had the opportunity to do my attachments also with Goldfields. And going to Goldfields, for instance, I actually did not know anybody in Goldfields. I didn't have any link in Goldfields. I only heard there was, I'm part of the third batch of mathematics students from UMath. So the first batch, I heard of one gentleman. The gentleman was a TA. By the time we realized, they said he has now moved to do Goldfields. So I was like, hey, mathematics student, what is he doing in Goldfields? So I decided to find out what the guy is. Then I learned that there is a new department that has been established there. That's the business improvement department, and they are recruiting mathematics people. So learning about the business improvement, I realized that it is just this optimization that I have interest in, trying to look into the business whilst minimizing costs so that you can also improve the business. So I said, wow, then it will be interesting. And one thing was that at that time, any slot that will come from the mines will go into the engineering students. So it will be difficult for me to get a letter from the school to take to like the mines. So I decided to write my own letter. I really remember, and when I look back to that whole step I took, I wrote my own letter, went to joined the bus, went to Goldfields, look for the HR department, and by God's grace, I was able to meet one HR, and the man was amazed, like how I could come to him with my own letter that I went. And before I went, I mean, I had prepared. As I said, I had read about the department and what they do. So I told him that, oh, that's my interest and all those things. So the man decided to give me the opportunity to come do my attachment. And that also gave me another exposure totally. So I became a lover of the department and also the kind of program that they do. And I also had the opportunity to do my national service. Actually, they even worked that out for me to do my national service with them. During my national service, we were able to even do an idea that increased solution efficiency in the company. So that desire made me want to like continue with the business analyst profession. So that was why I had that desire to be a business analyst. So now to become a business analyst too, I realized that South Africans have a lot of business analyst roles. So that was one thing that gave me, I decided that, okay, then I would love to go and be a business analyst in South Africa, because when I look through LinkedIn, then like a lot of business analyst opportunities in South Africa. So I was like, if I can get access there, then why not go for a master's? So that if I'm a Ghanaian and I'm having a master's, and a South Africa who is having a first degree, I may have that opportunity. That was the motivation to go and do master's. But now when I went to do master's, I remember my HOD, the first day he came to class, he asked everybody about the program, about the career. And I said business analyst. And whenever he comes to class, he will tell me, because he's a Nigerian, he used to call me Monica. He said, Monica, this career path is not where I want you to be. You have to be a lecturer. But truly, when he used to say that, I was not even giving a thought to it at all. So up till now, I don't know how my mind changed, because I remember that though he says it, I mean, I just laugh over it. He can come to class and ask me, have I changed my mind? Then I'll just laugh. But by the time I completed my program, truly, I did not want to do any other thing than to do mathematics. And also, one other desire that I had was that if I'm going to be a lecturer, then I want to come back to UMath because of the challenges I faced, so that I will come and change things. And to the as I said, now we have a lot of pure programs running as part of our program. Yes, so that the challenge I went through when I went to AUST will not be the same for others. Yes, and that is one thing that we are trying to use to also motivate people. And another thing is, just as I said that it was a teacher that encouraged me, you know, we all often teach what we've been taught. So if your teacher taught it this way, you also go and teach it that way until you get the exposure to tell you that no, that's not the right way. And one way of teaching mathematics that we are trying to demystify is teaching how it is so, and not just giving it to them that this is how it is. This is how it is. But when you teach why we have that, why we have so and so, it even influence your decision in the application. Because if you know why something is like this, it will also help in the application. Quite recently, somebody was saying all the mathematics that we learned, he's not seeing anything. I now asked, then he even brought about Pythagoras theorem, that Pythagoras theorem and all those things. Now, Pythagoras theorem is something that we can use in everyday life. So I was telling him that, do you know that I use Pythagoras theorem every day? He was like, how do you use it? If I want to go to any place, what does Pythagoras theorem say? He says in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides. So the first condition is that you need to be in a right angle triangle. So for instance, if I'm going somewhere and I want to get to the place in the shortest possible time, I just draw a right angle triangle before me and just follow the hypotenuse, because that will take me to the place faster than going through the other two sides. But it's like, if you've not been exposed to this, you always see it as r squared is equal to x squared plus y squared. But mathematics has more understanding to this. And truly, that is one thing that I have the desire to really demystify, for people to understand that mathematics is being used all around us. It's more than what we only think of. Because, for instance, even we all love to travel the world. And in traveling, we are all being guided by some precise mathematical calculations based on the position of the sun, the stars, and GPS satellite. So there is mathematics behind that before you can fly. Even these CT scans and these MRIs that we do inside our human body, those images are all being built out by numerical data through mathematical algorithms. So it's just that we have only put mathematics as the equations that we see, but it goes beyond that. And that is one thing that we are really trying. In the last 2 years, for instance, in our catchment area here, we tried to even organize a workshop for the teachers, because we realized that though we go to the students themselves to also talk to them about it, we organize a workshop for the teachers so that they will look into how they even teach the mathematics in the first place, so that it will help people to understand the course and to also have a love for it, that it is beyond always finding S that is missing, always finding Y that is missing. But there is much understanding to it. And by the grace of God, this is what we are trying to do to help our community.
Wow, wow. We are learning a lot this evening. And if you're a young African girl and you're afraid of mathematics, but yet that is your dream, there is a mentor here for you. Please send me a message and I'll connect you to Dr. Monica, and she will guide you. You see, a lot of principles that she's telling us this evening about mathematics. Thank you so much, viewers, for joining the program. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. Just send us hi for us to know that you have joined the program. You can tell us where you are watching us from, or just a word. Give us something. Tell us something about this program. So I want to ask a follow-up question on that. So what would tell a girl or an African youth who is interested in mathematics but the person has a lot of challenges. The person doesn't know what to do. What will you tell such a person, especially the girl child?
All right, please. So, as I even said earlier on, I also had some challenges before I got to this level. So, one thing I've come to realize about mathematics is that it is not a difficult subject at all. Mathematics only becomes difficult when you don't know the former thing and you want to know the next, because mathematics is accumulative. So, because it is accumulative, you always need to know one thing before you move to the other. An example, for instance, let's take addition and multiplication. You can never do multiplication without not having a good grasp of addition, because addition, multiplication involves addition. So what makes mathematics difficult is that you need a really solid basis from the past in order to understand the next one. So that is one thing I'll try to tell the person. But often we are into getting a solution to a problem. Like I remember during our undergraduate days, I'd even carry it like 6 students doing, and I tell them always, hey, have you solved this question? Have you solved this question? But it is not all about have you solved this, have you solved, but if you are able to understand, that is what it will help you in any problem solving. It is not about seeing the question before you go to the exams hall. But as far as you are able to understand one past thing, you'll be able to understand the next one. So that is one thing I will tell the person, to really calm down, to understand one thing after the other, because the course, it is accumulative. You need to build on from one basis to another for you to have a solid ground. So if that youth or that girl child goes into understanding it from that phase one after the other, by the time the person realizes, he is a guru in the course, because it is really an interesting course. It is an interesting course.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you. I'm not surprised that you said when you went to do your master's at Nigeria, like you wanted to really understand the basis of the course before. And that is just what you explained to us once again. Thank you very much. And those of you who are in love with mathematics, that is what I said. A role model is here for you. Just contact her and she'll give you some guidelines as how to go about your studies. One last question. Oh, not the last question though. I still have 2 questions. So the last but second question. I can see that you are a very young lady or a young woman, and already you have attained your doctorate degree. What is your vision for the future?
My vision is to still, as I said, I've not, in as much as I've attained a PhD, I've not arrived. So one thing that I'm looking up to is to collaborate with leading scholars in mathematics to broaden my research network. And also, I want to try to engage a lot of people, or to advocate for more people to pursue mathematics, especially females, to pursue these STEM programs. Because often the society alone can even discourage you. Hey, can you do it? Hey, it is difficult. Sometimes we just decide not to try something because we've heard somebody say it is difficult. But that is one thing that I'm really trying to encourage you. Give it a try. Because me, when they were telling me that no female has done this, no Ghanaian has done that, if I had said, oh, then me too, I'm a Ghanaian, born bred in Ghana, my first time traveling, then I would have also followed that same path. But try again. Even if you fail, try again. As you push on trying, you'll get better at the mathematics. And also, I really want to serve as a motivation to the younger men and women, so that they can also push harder to climb the academic ladder. As I said, it was a mentor or Memphis that helped me along what has been given to me to get to this far. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that is why Inspire and Mentor Me to Grow is here. And Dr. Monica is here as our role model. You have challenges in mathematics? Come here. Somebody is there to guide you. And so you said you inspire to help, particularly girls. Yes, we the girls or women are mostly the challenges. We are so much afraid of mathematics. Have you started taking some steps? I'm so much interested into that. You know, the hope is that we get a generation that is better than the current one, or in Africa, so that things can get better for us. Have you taken some steps already, or you are still planning?
So 3 steps has been taken. Currently, there is one thing that we are doing as a department even. We try to go to the basic school in our catchment areas because we can see that is where the thing should start from, not from the university or the secondary school level. At the basic school, if they are able to understand the mathematics, then they can build on that to even pursue science-related programs to get to that stage. So we go around, have an outreach to the basic schools, and truly when you go there, you realize that, wow, a lot of people are scared about the course. And I say majority are scared just because people say mathematics is difficult. That is it. Just because people say mathematics is difficult. I've been telling them that now that early morning mental and stuff is not even happening now as it used to in our time. But that is one thing that people get scared of. But mathematics is interesting, as I say. So we go around to talk to them. And also there is this turning point advocacy. That is one organization that one of my colleagues has brought up. So I also joined him to try to motivate people to go for mathematics. And that one too is at the basic school level. So we have been engaging people at the basic school level. And earlier too, I said 2 years ago, we tried to also do a workshop for the basic school teachers. Because it is through this encounter that we realized that no, we also need to have a workshop for the teachers. Because so that they will also know how to really teach the mathematics. And by God's grace, we are progressing with that, and we hope to take it to a larger scope.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much. Dr. Monica is giving back to society. What can you do? You have gained a lot. You are doing something now. What can you give back to society? Thank you so much. I'm always so interested in the young generation, those in the basic school, secondary school, first year at the university doing their first degree program, because they encounter a lot of challenges. And if people are there to give them some kind of mentorship and support them, just a word of encouragement or something like that, it could help this young one. Just exactly what you said, that your teacher actually supported you and that made you whom you are today. It has been great having you on the program. I have learned a lot. I am inspired. I know a lot of viewers will be inspired. Yes, today we decided to come on YouTube. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. A lot of programs will be coming up. A lot of great people like Dr. Monica will come on this channel. They will tell us a lot. If you have challenges, listening to someone challenges or their experience, how they went through in their educational life can give you some kind of encouragement how you should also go about yours. I want to thank you all the viewers for joining. And Dr. Monica, my last question, what is your advice for the viewers, your loved ones? You saw how your loved ones, a lot of loved ones around sending you messages, you could not respond to them. Tell them something.
All right, so what I want to say to the viewers is that, or the audience, that the journey actually has not been easy, because it was never promised to be easy, but it is doable. So we try to persevere, work hard, and also trust God to keep you going. Now with mathematics, mathematics is a tool in our hands to make our life simpler and easier. So let us all realize and appreciate the beauty of the subject and embrace it with all your heart. If you really do that, it helps you to love the course and have more passion for it, because it is a talent that we should all try to hone it in our everyday working life. And I want you to know that as somebody that has interest in mathematics, as somebody that wants to build a career in mathematics, as someone that wants to do well in mathematics, you do not have a limitation except yourself. There is no limitation unless you decide to let yourself be a limitation. And I want to see you all at the top doing well in STEM programs, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Thank you very much. And I want to say that keep calm and love mathematics.
Keep calm and love mathematics. Thank you very much, Dr. Monica. It's good to have you. I thank you so much, even though many of you, I don't really know you personally, but when I reach out to you, you are so kind to me. You respond to my messages and everything is done successfully. And we are doing this for you, the viewers. African youth, be inspired, get role models, get mentors, and grow so that you can be better than the generation that we have now. Thank you, viewers, for joining. As I said, share the program for other people to watch. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so. Till then, bye-bye.
I thank you for having me.
Yes, good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.